Switching focus to the latest militant attack that we reported, in which policemen in Kulgaon were seriously injured to the extent two of them having lost their lives. An update that we're getting on this. With those combing operations there that were on, close to 4 policemen who was grievously injured, out of which 2 policemen have lost their life in this attack. This was an open brazen attack that had taken place by militants in Kulgaon in Jammu and Kashmir. This is yet another martyrdom of policemen this time that we're looking at. Some disturbing shots of the injured policemen that we are playing out. We are of course maintaining that they continue to be seriously injured. Our principal correspondent Arish Bilal with further updates on those combing operations that are on there as well. Arish, please go ahead.
Well, as we are playing the shots from Kulgaon, you can see in the visuals here that how the policemen who are badly injured in that attack, they are being treated at the hospital. But 2 of their colleagues have succumbed to their injuries because they were critically injured in that attack, because they were taken by surprise when they came under a volley of bullets in Kulgaon market this afternoon, when in fact they were on a law and order situation, because today being Friday, and there were reports that there could be some law and order situation there. So a good number of policemen and the CRPF and other Jawans were on duty in Kulgaon, and when these police party came under attack from the militants, in which we are told that 4 policemen were badly injured, 2 of them have now succumbed to their injuries, while others are being treated at the local hospitals, and some of them have been shifted to Srinagar. So right now a massive combing operation has been launched in the entire area to track the assailants who could be behind these attacks.
Arish, the concern of course here being that these militants have managed to escape. First, of course, the case, despite the heightened vigil that we've seen in the past few months post the surgical strikes at the end of September, despite the heightened vigil, the infiltration was, the militants managed to infiltrate, but in this attack they've managed to shoot, kill and run away.
Well, that's right. In fact, we have been reporting it on NewsX for the last more than a month now, that the militants have returned to the older tactics of hit and run. They indulge in these attacks and then manage to escape. So in this way, they managed to save their lives. So this is a strategy that was adopted by the militants in the early years of militancy in Kashmir. But now of late, they have returned to this tactic of shoot and scoot, and they hit and manage to run away from the spot. So as I said, in this manner, they managed to survive for long. So this is a technique that is now a cause of concern for the security agencies, because in encounters, the elimination of the militants is imminent. In such attacks that took place today, the militants do manage to escape. But right now we are being told by our sources that a massive search operation has been launched in the area to track down the assailants. Cordon is tightened, or if the security forces have managed to track these assailants, this may result in an encounter in the following days.
Right, we're going to be reconnecting with Arish on that in just a bit, but this is an update there that he sent in with those latest shots there coming in from Kulgaon, the place where the police was attacked by militants. It's unfortunate that the militants have managed to shoot, injure, kill 2 of our policemen and escaped. They have escaped post this attack. The combing operations there are on. We're looking at yet another set of martyrdom here, with 2 policemen having lost their life. 2 more seriously injured is what we're being told. Once again, this has been an attack on us. The militants have not been nabbed. They've managed to escape post this attack, and they have injured our policemen. 2 policemen have ended up losing their life in this attack. The latest here that's coming in from Kulgaon in Jammu and Kashmir. On the right of your screens is the issue being raised of whether or not Sartaj Aziz should be coming here as the special guest of honor for the Heart of Asia conference that is to take place later in December in Punjab. Should he be invited? Several in the opposition, of course, have been questioning this. Should he be honored, welcomed with this invite on the Heart of Asia conference that is to take place in Punjab in early December? In the midst of these attacks, this constant needling that comes in from Pakistan, the unprovoked set of firing, the unprovoked heavy shelling that continues from Pakistan. We've, of course, seen close to 26 people from the armed forces, from the police, having lost their life in heightened activity there from across the border that we've seen. General Raj Qadian with us over the phone line. Thank you for being with us. This being an issue of huge concern, what we've been noticing, what our correspondent has been reporting there as well, militants now managing to come back to their old tactics of shoot and scooting. They've injured our policemen. 2 of our policemen have lost our lives. The combing operations are on, but they've managed to escape.
It's a sad development. There had been a lull in the activities in the valley for a few days now, or a few weeks, I would say. The schools were reopening and life was coming back to normal. But it seems that the terrorists had people were already inside. The reports of up to 300 infiltrators were already inside the valley. I guess they will continue inciting this trouble inside the valley. Hopefully the demonetization should dampen the efforts of the terrorists, because the money cannot come in that easily now that it was happening in the past.
Right.
But only time will tell. This incident
that's
proves
right,
that.
but one militant, of course, who was gunned down in Bandipora was found with 2,000 rupee notes, which are brand new notes, which many of us have not been able to get our hand on, but a militant was carrying that. That, of course, being the other issue, General Raj Qadian. But should the question here being asked that enough is not being done, because we've seen this heightened state of vigil that has continued ever since the surgical strike of the end of September?
Yeah, finding those 2 notes, I also saw that on the video. That was a bit of a surprise and a very shocking surprise. One had assumed that it was a total surprise to the whole world when the Prime Minister announced on 8th November. But if the new notes have already trickled across the border, or they are finding their way to the militants, this could have only been given by the locals. I don't think Pakistan has had time to print this fake currency of the new notes. So that is a worrying sign. I am sure the intelligence agencies will be working on that angle and finding out where these new currency is being
But General
of.
Qadian, the fact that we're looking at these nature of attacks, despite heightened vigil that we've maintained by the army in retaliating well in time in equal measure, and even in far more heavy shelling to give that befitting reply to Pakistan, we're looking at this scenario in Kulgaon where militants have managed to infiltrate and have only suffered more casualties, more losses on us.
Yeah, infiltration is already there. As I said, there are reportedly nearly 300 militants already inside. As far as the army's action is concerned, despite the best alert and heightened effort, I don't think it is possible humanly to stop completely these activities. If we have to stop, then we have to go and choke the source. All these actions originate back home in Islamabad. So the government level, something has to be done. Army will, of course, continue maintaining the vigil, but it is impossible to stop the terror activities 100%. That has to be a combination of, firstly, of course, intelligence and security agencies putting together, and also at the higher level, unless the change, I think we have to put up with these activities.
General Raj Qadian, I appreciate you speaking to us. Many thanks. An independent voice of a defense expert there saying that there have been efforts. Of course, would be unfair to say that not enough is being done. There have been continuous efforts. This is a difficult situation here that we are facing. In all credit to the army, multiple infiltration bids that have been foiled by our security forces in the wake of that surgical attack in the end of September. But this being yet another unfortunate scenario, militants having to managed to shoot down 2 of our policemen and escaped.